Hey everyone, Shabba here and welcome to the finals of the King of the Cruiserweight tournament. We have got a big 7-match card lineup for you this evening, including of course a Cruiserweight Championship match and the finals of the King of the Cruiserweight tournament. It's going to be big. And we're going to start things off here this evening with an all-British clash as Pete Dunne takes on Noam. And here we go. Now, if you've seen a lot of Octane, you'll know that, of course, Pete Dunne part of my roster, and Noam is part of my roster as well on Octane. And I want big things for Pete Dunne. I feel like he should be getting bigger things. But so far, he's really not taken his opportunities. So, tonight he gets another opportunity. Of course, he didn't do too badly in the tournament. He defeated Rey Mysterio Jr. in the first round, but then was knocked out by Rich Swann in the second. So, he hasn't gained or lost any points at all from the tournament because he got 5 for winning and 5 for losing. Apart from that, he's not... I have given some pretty difficult matches in SWE, I'm not going to lie. And maybe I might have pushed him a bit too hard, a bit too fast. But he gets a great opportunity here because this is a pay-per-view, of course. It is double ranking points up for grab all night long. So Pete Dunne gets a win here. He gets 10 points. Which might take him close to... where is it? I've actually updated the rankings now. So I can not be too pressurised anymore. Where are we? Male single rankings. Where are you, my friend? Pete Dunne, where are ye? Why does this keep going funny, this page? Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne's currently bottom on 90 points. It's not good, is it? So yeah, a win here would put him back up to the round 100s, put him back up to where he was when he first started. So that's a good start for him. And again, it's more momentum building for the future as well. I think the more momentum he builds up, the better it's going to be for him. But of course, we can't write off Noam here. Top quality wrestler as well. He's currently down on 95 points, so he is not got the full amount either. So, tricky situation for both these guys. Both know just how important a victory is here. Because with the additions of the Cruiserweights we've had so far, the likes of Hirumo, Takahashi, and Marty Skull as well. I don't really see Marty Skull as a Cruiserweight, to be honest. But there are some more members of this roster coming in the near future. There is going to be something big happening over the next couple of weeks. Something that's going to change the landscape of SWE moving forward. And we will see the introduction of 1 or 2 new people per roster as well, which I think is a fantastic thing. Because I think after a couple of months worth of, or 6 weeks worth of writing, myself and PJ Tovey our cards, I think we've realised there are a couple of weaknesses here and there. And I think we want to fill those weaknesses with a couple of other names. So, yeah, be sure to keep an eye for that. That will be coming up over the next couple of weeks. But, of course, this is not the end of our tournaments either. After this tournament, I believe, is it tomorrow? No, it's not tomorrow. It's a day after tomorrow, the 18th. We're going to start a new tournament called the King of Carnage. Now, that's going to be a 4-day tournament. 3 days worth of knockouts. And then, again, a special 7-match card as a finale to that tournament. It's going to be a smaller one than this, but I think it's still going to be pretty good. It's going to be hardcore based. We've got some big names in there. Bray Wyatt, Cactus Jack, Terry Funk, Dean Ambrose, Sabu, Mil Muertes, Pentagon Jr. So definitely worth a watch. Like I said, that'll be starting in a couple of days' time. Pete Dunne now knees to the face of Noam. Dunne is in control this early part of the match. Pete Dunne now taking Noam, just drops him in the X-Plex. Now, of course, if you've not seen it, we've actually seen the other members of British Strong Style, Tyler Bate and Mustache Mountain, Tyler Bate and Trent Seven joined the Octane roster last week. Not a very good start for them, losing to the Hype Bros. So I'm pretty sure they'll want to turn things around a little bit. But I makes you wonder whether they might try and align with Pete Dunne. Of course, at the moment, Pete Dunne a heel, Mustache Mountain very much faces in this. So I don't know if they will or not, but it might be very mutually beneficial for both these that team and this guy here as well. Pete Dunne now just marching around the ring now, bringing Noam back up to his feet. There's the snapmare. Hook in the arm of Noam behind his back. And just wrenching back at it now. Oh, just stamping on the arm. Pete Dunne just continue the assault and makes you wonder whether Noam will be able to turn this one around, because so far Pete Dunne has dominated the most part of this. Ooh, that didn't go very well, did it? So my last King of the Cruiserweight video just popped up on my screen and I can't see what's going on. I'm back in. Oh, Pete Dunne rolling. Noam Dar up. 1, 2. Oh, Noam Dar reverses it. 1. Pete Dunne reverses it. 1, 2. And Dar. Oh, we're going back to 2K17 here, aren't we? With a reversal after reversal after reversal. Oh, that was close. That was very close. So I'm just trying to get my thing back up and running. Right. Oh, there we go. Now, Noam Dar locking in the knee bar. Of course, that is his finisher maneuver. Or is it what's his finisher maneuver in real life? He used that quite a lot in the Cruiserweight Classic. Don't know if it's his finish or signature on this game, to be honest with you. But Pete Dunne breaking free with boot to the face. Noam Dar up top. So going for a drop kick. I'm confused. So I've just noticed a video that's gone online and I think it might be not right. Is it right? Oh no, it might be okay. It looks a bit weird actually. I might have to check that video. I've just put one of the King of the Cruiserweight videos up live not too long ago, and I've just seen a selection of the thumbnails, and they don't seem to match up to what they should be. Let's have a quick look. I might be completely wrong. I don't think oh, hang on a minute, hang on. No, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's just the first thumbnail showed somebody who shouldn't be in there, and I've realised it's the little introduction video I made, isn't it? That's what it is, so it's okay. Okay. I got worried there for a second. That's me trying to do two things at once. It backfired. Noam Dar with a pin now too. Pete Dunne kicks out. So we do have a load of matches for you here this evening. I'll go through them quickly now. After this one, we're going to see Ricochet and Matt Sydal teaming up to take on the team of Neville and Mandrews. Then we're going to see Christopher Daniels versus Rey Mysterio Jr. Got Hirumo Takahashi versus Kota Ibushi. We're going to see an open challenge by Juventud Guerrera. Of course, I forced him into that one. And whoever faces off against him will be fighting for his place on that Octane roster. So if Juve loses, tonight could be his last night. We have got Sin Cara defending his Cruiserweight Championship from Octane, of course, against Kushida. And then that finals of the King of the Cruiserweight tournament. As there's the flatliner there by Pete Dunne on Noam Dar. Rolls him over. 1, 2, and 3. And Pete Dunne does pick up the victory here over Noam Dar. And gets himself a nice few lovely ranking points in the process. So yeah, of course, the main event here this evening will be that triple threat match. The finals of the King of the Cruiserweights. Will Ospreay versus Kalisto versus Petey Williams. The winner of that one, of course, is going to not only receive a special reward, which we were saying was going to be a Cruiserweight Championship match, but I think if Ospreay or Kalisto wins, it'll have to be a Cruiserweight Championship match. But if Petey Williams wins, of course, he's already the Cruiserweight Champion, so maybe we're going to have to give him something a little bit different. Not quite sure what yet, though. But we'll figure that out as we go along. But they'll also get showered, of course, with ranking points, because this is classed as a pay-per-view, which means that every match is worth double. And that final, of course, is a triple threat, which means it's worth triple, because it's the main event of a final. It's main event of a pay-per-view, sorry. So that triple threat match in the main event here this evening is worth 30 points. And 30 ranking points is massive, especially for these guys, none of which are really considered main event at this point in time. But there are a few that are on the cusp, and a good few victories and enough ranking points could really force their way in there. And here is our second match of the evening then. It is me, Matt Sydal, teaming up with Ricochet to take on Neville and Mandrews. And here we go then. This will be an interesting one, this, of course. Ricochet and Matt Sydal, two people who do team in real life, of course, New Japan and so forth. However, PJTV is not 100% keen on that happening because he doesn't really want to weaken his Cruiserweight division. Of course, Ricochet will be challenging Petey Williams for that Cruiserweight Championship in a few days' time at the Clash of the Titans pay-per-view. And also, he has a pretty strong tag team division already, so I think if worst comes to worst, he could utilise it. But at this point in time, I think he feels that it's not the right decision. But who knows, in the future, it could be a very good way forward for him. We'll wait until what happens, I suppose. And of course, the team of Mandrews and Neville, a bit of a random one. Mandrews, of course, is the first name confirmed for the next Octane pay-per-view in the fatal 4-way ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship. He's even been confirmed, of course, before the Cruiserweight Champion has, because Sin Cara will be defending that belt later on this evening against Kushida. And if Kushida does win in that match, then he will have to pull double duty at the pay-per-view, because of course he is one half of the tag team champions as well. So it's going to be a difficult one for Kushida moving forward. And of course here is Matt Sydal. The man, the myth, the legend, Evan Bourne himself. At Find Evan, if you want to find him. But again, another top-class wrestler. A good move for PJ to bring him in, and not only that, he's proven to be quite a force to be reckoned with at the moment, of course. Not only did he make it... Where's my paperwork? That must be paperwork. How do I keep losing stuff all the time? Okay, it's literally nowhere. Where could it be? Where could it be? I lost it. Oh, I put it. Oh, why did I do that for? I put it back in the folder. Where are we? Yeah, of course, he made it to the semi-finals, losing to Petey Williams, but he's also one of the 6 men involved in the upcoming Adrenaline Money in the Bank ladder match. So that'd be interesting to see how he gets on there. As is, of course, Will Ospreay, who's part of the King of the Cruiserweight finals. So Will Ospreay, this could be a massive, massive, massive 4 days for him. If he can pull off this triple threat victory and then pull off a win in the 6-man ladder match, my word, Will Ospreay, the sky is the limit for that lad. But also, don't forget, with Adrenaline's pay-per-view coming up in a few days' time, it's looking awesome. It really is looking awesome, because we announced a match... No, we haven't. No, we haven't. We will be announcing matches tomorrow on Adrenaline. I almost dropped myself in it then, didn't I? Almost dropped myself. We're announcing more matches tomorrow. So my schedule's got a bit clustered, and I've ended up recording Adrenaline in this episode back to front. So I know what happens in the future, but not at the moment, if that makes any sense. I've not spoiled it yet, though. Matt Sydal was decided last week. But tomorrow on Adrenaline, we do have a Intercontinental Championship #1 contendership match. What else do we have for you? We have got, of course, that big main event. We've got Okada making his return to Adrenaline after being assaulted a few weeks back. He returns to team up with Will Ospreay. And they'll be taking on the team of Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan with Chad Gable at ringside. So definitely worth a watch on that one as well. Of course, Okada blaming Kurt Angle for the assault on him a few weeks back, saying that Kurt Angle was the only person who benefited from it. And Angle did benefit from it quite a lot. Angle ended up with a spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match as well. So that's an interesting way. But Will Ospreay, if Will Ospreay wins tonight, and then wins that Money in the Bank ladder match, he could effectively be the Cruiserweight champion and the World champion. But I don't know, we're going to have to cross bridges when we get to them, I think, because I'm not a fan of having double champions, but at the moment, things are starting to get a little bit messy, aren't they? Especially in the Cruiserweight division. But I'm sure if anything does get a bit messy, we can tidy it up pretty quickly. Going to start things off with Ricochet and Neville. Of course, a match we saw a few weeks back on Adrenaline in a #1 contendership match for the Cruiserweight Championship, which of course was won by Ricochet. That's why he'll be faced up against Petey Williams at the Clash of the Titans pay-per-view in a few days' time. Neville now just wrenching back at the neck of Ricochet. Not a pretty sight. Ricochet front chanting a big knee to the face of Neville, and a nice jumping head to the takedown. There's the pin. One. Only a 1 count. I've got beer this time. No cider tonight, I'm drinking beer instead. Sydal now heads his takedown on Neville as well. How does this work? I think Sydal, Neville and Ricochet all on PJ Tovey's Adrenaline brand, aren't they? Yes, they are. And Mandrews is an Octane man. Which is a good thing about tonight. We're going to get a chance to see some of the other wrestlers from different brands facing off against each other. For example, we've got Christopher Daniels versus Rey Mysterio next. Of course, we now know that Rey Mysterio has moved to Mayhem, so that is now Octane versus Mayhem. Takahashi versus Ibushi. Of course, we now know that Ibushi has joined Octane, so that's actually Octane versus Octane. We've got Juventud issuing out an open challenge. Of course, that is Octane. Sin Cara defending his Cruiserweight. Oh, God. Sin Cara... I may have overbooked myself on this show. I apologise. I keep doing that, don't I? Juve is defending his place on the roster, which is Octane, of course. Sin Cara defending his Octane Championship against Kushida. And then, of course, the final is actually 2 Adrenaline and 1 Octane. Ospreay and Williams and that Kalisto as well. Sydal now, head scissors from the top rope, taking Neville down. Team of Ricochet and Matt Sydal here doing pretty well. Ricochet stalking Neville. And I think Matt Sydal actually knocked Ricochet off the apron there. Not on purpose, but you know, it happens. It happens. Ricochet now stalking Neville, but Neville taking Ricochet down, dropping a forearm right across the back. Neville with back elbows on Ricochet. Ricochet now, big Hurricanrana taking Neville down. A high-flying tag team match here for all. A real sort of show-off of the talent available, isn't it, really? But you'll see, of course, are both on Octane and Adrenaline, both your Cruiserweight brands. Your Mayhem and your Throwdown, of course, the more slower, classical brands, I suppose, the bigger men. Whereas Adrenaline and Octane are probably your more high-flying brands, which I like. I like that, to be honest with you. There's the pin by Sydal on Neville. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. So, of course, this match is solely for singles ranking points. The winners won't, of course, get any tag team ranking points because they're not an official tag team. So that is the rules behind that. So the winners of this match will get 10 ranking points each because, remember, it is a pay-per-view. So it's a massive one, really. Both these teams could really do with those points. And that's why it's a great thing to have these little pay-per-views, have these things where it's solely for the Cruiserweights, or have these things where it's maybe solely for the Hardcore, or have something, maybe some pitch they've got some sort of King of the Ring planned at some point as well, which we're looking at doing. And again, it just sort of splits it up and gives people more opportunities to show what they can do. Ricochet now, DDT in the leg of Neville into the mat. Ricochet standing, shooting star press, now bringing Neville back up to his feet. Ricochet has seen this before. Northern Light suplex, shows his strength to roll it through into the brainbuster. Neville's down. Ricochet not taking advantage of the situation, more interested in trying to get the fans behind him at this point in time by the looks of it. Dropping a boot right to the arm of Neville. Now Ricochet, can he take advantage of the situation? He's got Neville exactly where he wants him after that combination. Or maybe now he's got him exactly where he wants him. Taken up top. We're going to see the 630. We do. 630 sent on. There's the pin. 1, 2. Sydal takes out Mandrews. And the team of Ricochet and Matt Sydal pick up not only the points, but also the momentum. And that is big for them two guys. Like I said, in 4 days' time at the Clash of the Titans pay-per-view, we're going to see Ricochet versus Petey Williams for that Cruiserweight Championship. Matt Sydal is in that 6-man ladder match trying to get a hold of that Money in the Bank briefcase. So this victory here is imperative for their momentum moving into that match. It's going to be a big, big boost for them. And it means that Adrenaline do pick up the victory over the Adrenaline / Octane team. But, you know, I should bring Neville to Octane, really. I might see if Peter ever wants to swap Neville for somebody. I don't think he will want to swap Neville for somebody, but, you know. Then again, I am just hoarding all the Brits. Hoarding all the Europeans at the moment, aren't I? On my roster. And there we go, that was the move that finished it off. The 630 sent on. And the team of Ricochet and Matt Sydal are victorious here at the King of the Cruiserweight pay-per-view. Shake of the hands between the two, and I am going to sneeze at any point. See if I can hold off until the video. Oh god. I think I kicked it. They're milking this. There's no I need to sneeze. They're milking it. And yeah, I wonder if this could be a scene we might see in the future, maybe, as a tag team as time moves on. So next up is the match between Christopher Daniels and Rey Mysterio Jr. And here we go. I don't know why, just some reason, for no apparent reason, just busted into a bit of Jurassic Park there. I don't know why. But here we go. Of course, Christopher Daniels is here. What we did is we made sure that people who got far... I've lost my sheets again. How do I keep... Oh, it's literally, I was looking at it before I turned away. I'm going to put it in my folder again now. Yeah, we sort of promised that the people that got into the semis and lost would get opportunities to show what they can do. And so far, Pete Dunne was in the opening match of the evening. He picked up a victory. He, of course, was in the semi-finals of Bracket 1, so he's done well. Matt Sydal was in the semi-finals and lost to Petey Williams. He's been in a tag team match and got the points. So Christopher Daniels was the last one to show what he can do. Can Christopher Daniels get the 10 ranking points as well, or will Rey Mysterio get them? Because Rey, I think, is pretty desperate for them, because he's not done fantastically well so far in this universe mode. Of course, like I said, he's moved now to Octane alongside Eddie Guerrero. No, Eddie Guerrero, yeah, he moved to Octane, as well as Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and someone else. I can't remember who it was now. Ray, Steamboat. Yeah, Ray, Steamboat and Guerrero. What am I on about? Ray, Steamboat and Guerrero moved to Mayhem, and in return, Octane got, of course, Kota, Ibushi and Mustache Mountain. So, pretty good trade for all of us, I think, involved. Ray's not done fantastically well so far on Octane, and now gets an opportunity to show what he can do on Mayhem. I think the potential tag team or even feud between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero is in PJ Toby's mind. More likely going to be feud, I want to say. But I think it's going to be a good little bit of fun, I think, moving forward. I think with the new trades, and like I said, there's going to be something that's going to happen over the case of the next few weeks, which is going to shake SWE to its core. Just basically me and PJ Toby have decided there was probably something a little bit better, an easier way of doing things, and that's what we're going to be changing. But so I'm not going to tell too much because I don't want to spoil anything. Not down to spoil anything for you. So here we go. The bell is about to go, and Christopher Daniels versus Rey Mysterio Jr. Big match here. And Christopher Daniels is not somebody who I'm going to say is exclusively a cruiserweight. I think there's a few of them knocking around. You've got guys that do span many genres, and that's why I was looking at Marty Scurll. But I don't think that... It's possible that Marty could drift in if things don't go his way, but I fancy Marty being a strong proponent for the European Championship over in Octane. But of course he needs to make his way into Bullet Club. Of course he's determined to make his way into Bullet Club. Made his presence known last week. Made his debut. Defeated Mojo Rawley. I think he defeated Mojo Rawley. And he, after the match, he stayed out, of course, on the mic and said that he's here to do two things: win gold and take up his rightful place within Bullet Club. So it'd be interesting to see how that happens, because of course the game only allows 5 people in a stable. So the only way in is surely for somebody to leave. So we'll have to wait and see what Kenny Omega's got to say about that next week, because of course Kenny, I would say that Kenny is, well, I don't know, it's tricky. I would say that he is the leader of Bullet Club now. I know people sort of say that Bullet Club hasn't got a leader, but Kenny, of course, is the main event proponent of the stable, so I would say that he probably is the biggest part of that. As Daniels taking full control of this match early on, just mounting Rey and levering the punches. Now Daniels heading up to the top. No, I think we might see a moonsault early, but Rey's stirring and Daniels stays there into a crossbody. And Daniels dominating this match now. And that's what it's all about. It's all about picking up momentum. All about picking up momentum. Oh, drop kick to the knee there by Mysterio on Daniels. Now Mysterio bringing Daniels back up to his feet. Into the corner he goes. Drop kick, no. He was going to go for the dropkick to the back, but he turned it around and changed it into that springboard bulldog. Now, Ray is always going to struggle on this game because of his finisher maneuver, and I think we might have to just get rid of his finisher maneuver potentially. Because when it works amazingly. But the problem is it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. It's this whole thing with the head scissors takedown, making your opponent land on the ropes, and unless you are in the correct position, it just doesn't work. Daniel's now taking control of the match once again, though. Just choking the grounded Rey Mysterio now. And takes him down into the Koji clutch. Now, that is a signature maneuver, not a finisher. I will state that, because I checked and I thought someone had just been lazy and given him Sami Zayn's moveset, but they haven't. He does, of course, have the Angel's Wings. I can't remember what it's called. I really can't. Angel's Wings or something like that, and of course the big moonsault is a finisher as well. Rey now, big arm breaker. Of course, we've seen that sort of thing before, haven't we? In Lucha Underground with there we go. That's exactly what I was saying about the problem with the finisher. That head scissors takedown completely missed the ropes because he was just in the wrong position. So I think we are going to have to change Rey's finishers. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'll have to work with PJ, of course. He is his wrestler now. So PJ will have to decide what he wants to do. But I'm thinking potentially a frog splash. I think he used that a bit more when his legs are given way a bit more. And he wanted to obviously remember Eddie. Well, he's heading up top now, and he is looking at that frog splash, actually. And there it is. Frog splash there on Daniels, and Rey doesn't go for the pin. Why? Now he does go for the pin, but he hasn't left it too long, has he? 1, 2, and he has left it too long. Not good there at all by Rey. Rey now springboard leg drop. Bringing Daniels back up to his feet. Face first into that turnbuckle. Up top he goes. What has Rey got planned? Seems before he hooks the legs, hooks the feet. There's the German suplex from the top, and Rey stays up there. Big leg drop. Rey dropping a boot right in the chest now of Daniels now. Brings him back up, but Daniels playing possum, tripping him over. There's the pin. 1. Only a 1 count, wow. Daniels has got a fair bit more damage to do to Mysterio if he wants to defeat him here by the looks of it. Daniels boot right in the back of the head of Rey Mysterio now, then just grabbing the shoulder blade of Mysterio, real pinching it now. Mysterio back up there, tripping Daniels over. Mysterio now sending Daniels into that turnbuckle. Daniels fighting back with the elbow though now. Taking Mysterio up. Mysterio slides out the back. Very back and forth match this one at the moment. It's getting to that point now where everyone seems to have an alternative for every move. Rey hops on the back of Daniels. Seen this before, the sunset flip bomb. Daniels is down. 1, 2, and 3. And Rey gets the win. Wow. Weren't expecting that, to be honest. Rey stealing them, well, not stealing the points, but getting the ranking points, which is going to be great for him over on Mayhem. He needs those points really, really desperately. Daniels is going to suffer, not suffer a little bit, but it could have been a massive thing for him getting those extra points. I think he is part of the upcoming European Championship #1 contendership match, so it'd be interesting to see how he gets on there. But he would have gained a bit more momentum as well if he'd won this match, but Rey Mysterio Jr. was just 1 step ahead of him. There's that big frog splash. I thought that was enough actually to win the match, but evidently not. And yeah, it's a really good win that is for Mysterio. Sort of half makes up for him being knocked out in the first round, I suppose, isn't it really? Well, I wouldn't say that. getting knocked out. I was saying they're getting knocked out in the first round wasn't a bad thing. He got knocked out by Pete Dunne, which I was a surprise at the time. But when you look back at it, you realise how strong Pete Dunne is. He's getting some victories now as well. And I think Ray needed those points just to negate what happened in this tournament. Could get knocked out in the first round, leaves you 5 points down. A win here gives him 10 points back. And here's our next match of the evening. Then it is going to be Hirumo Takahashi taking on Kota Ibushi. And here we go then. I'm looking forward to this actually. Two of the top cruiserweights, I believe, in SWE. And I'd love to at some point, it's going to happen at some point, Takahashi versus Kushida versus Ibushi is going to happen. I promise you that it will happen at some point. But of course, at the moment, both Ibushi and Takahashi desperate for the ranking points. Whereas over on our main event, well not our main event, our pre-main event, our semi-main event, I don't know. Kushida could become the Cruiserweight champion, so we could see Takahashi and Ibushi against him at some point. Of course, we know that Takahashi will not be challenging, though, for the Cruiserweight Championship at this pay-per-view, since he was involved in a triple threat match a few days ago, which was eventually won, of course, by Mandrews. So Mandrews is in the Fatal 4-Way ladder match. The winner of the Cruiserweight Championship here this evening will be in that ladder match as well. And we're also going to contain another 2 triple threat matches over the next 2 weeks, which will give us our final 2 members of that match. Of course, moving into 2K18, we're going to be allowed to have 8-man ladder matches. Now, that sounds amazing. However, it's going to depend very much on the AI and how ladder matches work. Because I know it's a bit difficult with people climbing ladders and other people's recovery time. It's a very delicate balancing act to try and get those 2 things right. And hopefully, for us all, 2K and Ukes have got that right this year. So Kota Ibushi making his way down to the ring as well. We finally got rid of the dodgy Kota Ibushi with the glitchy legs, and we've gone for the better one. And this guy is looking good so far in the universe mode. He is on about 115 ranking points, I believe. Let's see if I've still got it up. I have still got it up, as in to speak. Oh, I haven't moved him yet. I need to move him across. Oh no, I've got Tanahashi. Okay, I ain't putting the new guys in the roster yet. Have I? No. Okay, so I need to put the new guys in the roster, which it's just because I haven't put last week's on there, have I? So I'm having a conversation with myself. I'll be back with you in a second, I promise. I'm just trying to make sure that I've not missed a week's worth of rankings. I have. Oh. I thought I did that. I'm sure I did that. Okay. I did it, but I haven't done it, if that makes sense. Well, Drew Gulak's on there. Marty's Skull. Is Marty's Skull on there? No, I've not put Marty's Skull or Takahashi on there. Okay. I'm going to do that right now so I don't forget. Marty Skull, who's on 105 points. And here, Hirumo Takahashi, who's on a... Well, technically, as 100, I'm not... Oh yeah, I need to update the rankings a little bit still, don't I? But those 2 guys are now on the rankings where they should be. Now, like I said, beware, there are going to be some more changes coming up very, very soon on in SWE, which is going to involve new people on all the rosters, and a few people leaving some of the rosters as well. I'm not going to give away too much, but yeah, not going to give away too much, but I think we're doing pretty well. I think these new changes we're going to get are going to be fantastic. Takahashi now gets on the back of Ibushi. Oh, I'm getting spammed by comments now on YouTube. I do apologise. I do appreciate all your comments. It's a great thing for me. Nice springboard leg drop there by Ibushi, who's now stalking. No, he's not. He's bringing Ibushi back into the middle of the ring. Takahashi dropping a boot straight across the face. Bringing Ibushi back to feet. And this is a big one as well, because both these guys, like I said, strong proponents. Ibushi, again, is very similar to me to Daniels in the respect that he could float around in any division, any part of our Octane roster. So at the moment, he's sort of working around the Cruiserweight division. He is currently penciled into one of these triple threat matches to fight into the 4-way ladder match, but of course he has to win that before he gets the opportunity. That's Takahashi now taking Ibushi up. There's the air raid slam right into the pin. Ibushi middle of the ring. 1, 2, and 3, and Takahashi gets the victory. That's big points for him. Big points. Takahashi has been in great form so far in this Universe mode. Like I said, in his debut, defeating Kushida, who of course is now fighting out for the Cruiserweight Championship later on this evening. Big win here. He didn't do too well. He got to the second round of the tournament, which means that he didn't gain or lose any points. He gained 5 for winning the first round, lost 5 for losing in the second, so he sort of leveled it out. But this 10 ranking points is definitely going to give him a massive boost up. And Takahashi, again, somebody who could quite easily go for the European Championship, not just consigned to this Cruiserweight division. So here comes our next match of the evening. I'm not showing the little card for this one because, of course, this is going to be Juventud Guerrera's open challenge for his place on the Octane roster. So this is a big night, this is for Juventud. This is a make or break for him. I was disappointed with Juventud with his performance in the tournament, of course, getting knocked out in the first round to Christopher Daniels, but didn't really put up any fight whatsoever. He was knocked out quite convincingly, so you know what? There's a lot of people who'll be desperate for this place on the Octane roster. And we're going to find one of those people out here this evening, and he's going to challenge Juventud for that place on the roster. Juve's looking quite confident, though. I think that might be Juve's problem. He's just a bit overconfident and doesn't really give people the respect they deserve. He takes people for granted. And that could be why he lost so... It wasn't the fact that he lost to Daniels. Anybody could lose to Daniels. It's the fact that he lost so easily to Daniels. That's my problem. I'm not happy with that. And it is Matt Cross. That core looked a lot better in the loading screen. Of course, the man behind Son of Havoc is making his way into the ring. He is challenging... Oh, I don't like that at all. It's a really good one, but it's just really weird on the side of his face. Okay, well, it's not a problem. We can live with that. Of course, he is challenging Juventud Guerrera for his place on the roster now. Juve may be a little bit worried now, because Matt Cross is a very capable wrestler. We've all seen how good he is as Son of Havoc over in Lucha Underground. And this is just another step. Oh, that face scan. It's a shame he looks so good when he looks at you, then he just turns his face. I wonder if I can give him like longer hair or something and hide that bit. I don't know. I could have had him masked, couldn't I? But no, I like this one. So here we go. Juventud puts his place in the Octane roster up against Matt Cross. And straight away just sending Juve to the outside. Viciousness. Referee starting the count now as Matt Cross continues the assault on the outside. And Cross is just demolishing Juve here. Juve's got literally no offense whatsoever. As Cross continuing dropping a knee right in the lower midriff, or the inside thigh, whatever they call it now in the wrestling terms. Breadbasket. Big elbow drop as well by Cross. Referee's up to a 7 count. Is Cross going to throw him back in the ring? He does. He doesn't want to win this one by counter. He wants to make his way into that roster the correct way, and at the moment he's doing that. Oh, Phoenix splash in the middle rope, and Matt Cross is demolishing Juve. Juve though, jawbreaker on Cross. Now looking to get some offense of his own. There's the hip toss. And Juve does finally start to get some aggression, but will he be able to get enough aggression to control it and keep moving forward? Cross is back up on his feet, now catching Juve. It's great to see Matt Cross here in SWE, but will this be a one-off cameo appearance, or will he be able to make it full-time? Handspring back elbow there on Juve, but Juve fighting back. Cross now taking Juve down. Into a DDT, spiked as well. Cross heading up to the middle rope, and once again, Phoenix Splash. Beautiful, there's the pin. 1, 2. Oh my god! I even heard the hand. I heard the mat hit the hand 3 times. Cross is not impressed. He's convinced he had this one won. I'm convinced he had it won as well, to be honest with you. Cross now taking Juve up to that top rope. What has he got lined up here? Oh my god, this could be fantastic. Super German suplex. Cross stays up top. Oh, spiral tap by Cross. Heading up top again. Oh my god. Wow. That was a moonsault double foot stomp. Oh my god, Matt Cross. Matt Cross could be a catalyst for this Cruiserweight Championship on Octane. Juve now bringing Cross back up to his feet. Into the corner. Cross fighting back. I cannot believe he pulled off a moonsault double foot stomp. That's insane. Juve dragon suplex though, folding Matt Cross in half. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count. Cross now back up to his feet as well. Juve catches him now. There's the snapmare. Reverse Dragon Sleeper brings him up into a reverse Bloody Sunday. Now Juve in control. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Went for a springboard. Matt Cross caught him in a bicycle kick. 1, 2. Welcome to Octane, Matt Cross, and unfortunately we're going to have to say goodbye to Juventud Guerrera. Why does his face look so? It looks okay on one side, not the other. Matt Cross. Ooh. What do you think of this Matt Cross call? I was really happy with it when I downloaded it, but now I look at it now, it's a little bit ropey, but I'm still really happy with it. Well, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and do you think that Matt Cross is a really good entrant into this roster? And do you think we should just stick a black mask and maybe call him Son of Havoc? I'm not sure. I'm tempted to, but the thing is, a lot of the ones with the masks on just don't look very good. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. We'll try things out. But Matt Cross now a permanent member of the Octane roster, and unfortunately for Juventud Guerrera, he is now not. So it's time now for our next match of the evening, the Cruiserweight Championship match, as Sin Cara defends against Kushida. And here we go. Will we have a brand new Cruiserweight champion, or can Sin Cara pull off the impossible once again? The following match is scheduled for one fall, and is for the Octane Cruiserweight Championship. Introducing first, from Japan. Somewhere in Japan, I'm not quite sure where. Rocking the Blake and Murphy entrance. And a poor man's... hang on, oh yeah. And a poor man's impression of Marty McFly. It is Kushida. Of course, wearing the Cruiserweight Tag Team... the Octane Tag Team Championships. Of course, they formerly were known as the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships in Season 1. And now a chance to Kushida to become the first ever double champion in SWE. No one's done it so far. And it's an odd one because I wouldn't have... I hate double champions. I've made that quite clear on many occasions. I do not like double champions. However, in this situation, with the victory of Kushida over Sin Cara in the first round of the King of the Cruiserweight tournament, and the nature of that victory was so one-sided, you just had to give Kushida the match. I always said that if the champion got knocked out, the champion would have to defend the belt at the King of the Cruiserweight tournament. Luckily for Petey Williams, he's made it to the final, so he does not have to defend his championship. However, Sin Cara does. Talking of Sin Cara, here is the Mexican botching sensation himself, Hunico, rocking, of course, the Octane Cruiserweight Championship there. It's quite a nice belt, actually. I made that one. I don't mind that one too much. I'm not the best at making belts, I must admit. Ah, Prince Puma just followed me on Twitter. That's a weird one. Who the hell is that? Okay. I've just been followed by someone on Twitter who's got 147,000 followers on Twitter. Don't know how I've pulled that one off, to be honest with you, but oh well. So, Kushida challenging Sin Cara for the Cruiserweight Championship. We're getting the introduction now. Well, we would be if I hadn't turned off all of the talking. And your champion from Monterrey, Mexico, Sin Cara. Hunico with a mask. So Sin Cara has held that belt now ever since the SWE Evolution, the last pay-per-view of Season 1. He defeated Neville and Tajiri in a triple threat match. Of course, Sin Cara actually won a 30-man Royal Rumble to become the #1 contender. Then, like I said, went on to win that match. He has successfully defended the belt once, and that was against PJ Black. And now his second championship defense here is at the King of the Cruiserweight Tournament Finals against Kushida. Kushida now dragging Sin Cara into the middle of the ring and just stamping on the back of the knee. Not a comfortable position at all. But Sin Cara fighting back. If he could pull off a victory here as well, Sin Cara, I'd be surprised. I really would. Just nothing against Sin Cara. I think he's decent, but at the same time, he's just not. I don't think he's quite at the level that the other cruiserweights are we have on this roster. We've seen some of them here this evening. We've seen the likes of Takahashi and Ibushi. We've got Pete Dunne. We've now got Matt Cross. We've got Christopher Daniels. We've got Mark Andrews. We've got Noam. We've got some top level cruiserweights, and of course we've got Kalisto in the final after this match as well. So it makes you wonder just how long Sin Cara could hold this belt for. Is Sin Cara good enough? At the moment he's in control here of Kushida. Kushida now sending Sin Cara off the ropes. There's a running senton now into a nice lion salt as well. Sin Cara there back up, but Kushida catching the back of Sin Cara's leg. And it's a wise little move that, just keep chopping away at the leg, because that of course is the majority of both these guys' attacks really. Both obviously high-flying cruiserweights. Sin Cara the right hand to the gut. Now into that tornado roll up. He didn't hold it. I thought he might hold that roll up for the pin, but now dropping into the armbar now on Kushida as well. Sin Cara. Is it going to be enough? No, Kushida looks like he's managed to roll it through. And a big right hand right to the side of the face of Sin Cara, breaking up the hold. But see, Kushida, the damage must have been done. He's holding his arm there quite tightly before sending Sin Cara into the ropes. Kushida into a tornado DDT, folds Sin Cara in half. There's the pin. The referee is so casually slow getting down. It's unbelievable. It really is. Kushida now just stretching that arm of Sin Cara back. The other one trapped under his body. Just stamping on that arm. And it might not seem like much, but that sort of a maneuver there, just it weakens the arm, which it makes it a bit more difficult when you're looking for a springboard. Of course, when you're looking for a springboard, you lose a little bit of upper body weight to lift you up to spring off. Pin here by Kushida, only enough for a 1 count. Again, Kushida just tying up Sin Cara, dropping the boots in the back of the arm. Now Kushida backs away from the corner. You see him again, just holding on to his arm. Just you can see the damage has been done with that armbar. But Kushida lines up Sin Cara, big boot to the side of the head. Always won matches with that already in this tournament. But he's not going for the pin, and Sin Cara just kicks him away. Ooh, that might not be the best move there by Kushida. I think if he'd gone for the pin straight off that kick, he might have got away with it. But and again, not the best move by Sin Cara, going up on the middle rope there to taunt when Kushida was still stirring. Again, a very bad move as Kushida takes control of the match once again. You should never be taunted unless you know your opponent's completely down. It's not a wise move. Sin Cara, short, sharp DDT on Kushida. Again, Sin Cara bringing Kushida back up to his feet into the tornado. Head scissors, they'll take him down and wrenching at the armbar. Sin Cara wrenching back at the arm of Kushida. Is he going to tap? The damage has been done to the arm of Kushida already. No, Kushida does roll through. Wow, I thought there was a real chance there. Kushida, we've seen him struggling with that arm. Oh, and Kushida locking in a Kimura lock now on Sin Cara, and he's hooked it. Of course, Kushida has competed several times in the MMA. And that's it. Sin Cara's tapped. We've got a brand new Cruiserweight champion. And our first ever two-time champion in SWE. Kushida, your Octane Tag Team Champion / Cruiserweight Champion. And it was a good match actually. Sin Cara put a much bigger fight than we thought he would do. With the working on the arm was fantastic. He locked in that cross armbar at one point, then locked in that armbar again later on. I thought, you know what, the damage done the first time, that could have been enough, but evidently it wasn't. And Kushida with a big kick to the side of the head, I thought that was going to be enough. And here you see Kushida rolling through from the armbar, straight to Sin Cara, a boot to the calf, and then locking in the Kimura lock. And like I said, Kushida has several times competed in MMA, and he's won a lot of matches with submission holds like that. And there we go, brand new Cruiserweight champion crowned here this evening at the King of the Cruiserweights tournament final. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We've still got the final match coming for you as well. And there it is. I wonder if or what it looks like when Kushida comes out with 2 belts. I'm sure we'll find out pretty soon. And here is our final match and our main event of the evening. Will Ospreay, Kalisto and Petey Williams all collide for the moniker of the King of the Cruiserweights. And here we go. The moment the last 2 weeks has been building towards the King of the Cruiserweight finale. First up, the winner of bracket number 1, Will Ospreay. To get to this point in time, he has defeated Cedric Alexander in the first round, then defeated Mark Andrews in the second round, and then Pete Dunne in the semi-finals. So real good run for him actually. Defeating 2 Brits on his way, 2 guys who he knows really well from his time on the English indie scene as well. And personally, I would say, even though we've got the Adrenaline Cruiserweight champion in this match, I would say for me, I really reckon that Will Ospreay is the favourite for this one. Now, of course, Ricochet will be challenging Petey Williams for the Cruiserweight Championship in 4 days' time at the Clash of the Titans pay-per-view. And if Petey Williams does not win this match, then he will... No, that's wrong. If Petey Williams does not win this match, then the winner will get a shot at their Cruiserweight Champion. Which means that if, of course, Kalisto wins, he will get an opportunity at Kushida when he wants it. And if Will Ospreay wins, of course, he'll get an opportunity at the winner of that Petey Williams versus Ricochet match. Next out then is Kalisto. He has made his way here from the final by defeating Hideo Itami in the first round, Hirumo Takahashi in the second round, and then Christopher Daniels in the third round. My God, Kalisto's had a hell of a run to get here. Really a massive run to get here. I'm just a bit shocked by that, to be honest with you. Hideo Itami, a little bit of a dark horse at the moment. I'm not quite sure what to make of him in this universe mode, but Peter Toby's not quite sure what to do with him either, to be honest with you. Whether he's going to be Cruiserweight, upper mid-card, main event, just a knock-arounder, we're not 100% sure, but with the victories like that for Kalisto, God, he's just credible, isn't it? And of course, our third and final member of the match, the shiniest man on the roster by far. 247 individual Canadians oil him up before every single match. It is, of course, your adrenaline Cruiserweight champion, Petey Williams. To get here, he has defeated Alex Shelley, of course, one half of the Octane Tag Team Champions. He's defeated Kota Ibushi, and he's defeated Matt Sydal. So again, 3 massive victories. But then again, to get to the final, you're going to have to win some big matches. That's the way that it works. That is just the way that it works. And of course, the winner of this tournament is going to have to beat everybody. That's the way it works. Well, that's the way it does work, doesn't it? It would be a stupid situation if that wasn't the way it worked, isn't it? So it's nice to see that one Cruiserweight... It's odd, isn't it? The Cruiserweight champion of Adrenaline made it all the way to the final. The Cruiserweight champion of Octane got knocked out in the first round and lost his belt at the finals. Just sort of shows that maybe Sin Cara wasn't quite the champion that we were hoping for. So here we go then. Will Ospreay versus Kalisto versus Petey Williams. Triple threat match to become the king of the Cruiserweights. The bell has gone. We are underway in a match that means everything to these 3 guys. Not only a reward waits them. I say reward because, like I said, if Petey Williams wins, maybe we'll give him something a little bit different rather than a Cruiserweight Championship match. Oh, look at that. Bit of teamwork there. I don't think it was meant to be teamwork, but like Kalisto took Petey Williams up in a powerbomb and Will Ospreay just drop-kicked him off. So yeah, we're going to give away some sort of reward. We're not entirely sure yet. It depends who wins, really, in my opinion. If Ospreay or Kalisto wins, I think it will definitely be a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship. But if Petey Williams wins, it's a tricky one. Unless if Petey Williams were to lose the Cruiserweight Championship match in a few days' time against Ricochet, then maybe we allow him to... then maybe have a rematch. I don't know, it's annoying, isn't it? When you go for it planned out, then all of a sudden something just goes a little bit haywire. I didn't expect Petey Williams to get here, to be honest with you. No offence to Petey Williams, but you look at some of the other people in this competition, you thought to yourself, wow. Like Kota Ibushi, for example, Matt Sydal as well. Even Alex Shelley was a good shout at beating Petey Williams, who's now in control as Ospreay's on the outside and Petey Williams' big elbow to the heart of Kalisto. And I tell you what, the winner of this match is not only going to pick up a hell of a lot of ranking points, like I said earlier on, 30 ranking points are on whatchamacallit here, up for grabs here, but also the winner is going to end up with a lot of momentum in this universe mode as well. That's why it could be massive for Will Ospreay. A victory here gives him a massive amount of momentum going into that Money in the Bank ladder match in 4 days' time. And who knows, Will Ospreay could get a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship and the Adrenaline Championship. He would be a real force to be reckoned with. He'd be in control of all the gold. Kalisto now heads his takedown on Ospreay, drags him into the middle. And a nice little over-the-top cutter there by Kalisto as well. Sorry, I was drinking. Ospreay missing a running forearm. And Kalisto sends him into the corner as Petey Williams gets himself back in the match. I really do like the dynamic behind a triple threat in this year's game. I think a triple threat works better than a fatal four-way. But yeah, I do like the dynamic. I like the idea of the people rolling out the ring. And if that's the way they're going to work the ladder matches next year, I think that's a good idea. If it's 8 people in the ring, as soon as you get damaged, you roll outside and you just keep coming back in once you've rebuilt your stamina bar. The more damage you take, the longer it takes to come back in. So it means towards the end of the match, it's more easier for people to... standing Spanish fly from the top right there by Petey Williams. Yeah, the longer the match goes, the easier it is to get the victory. So Kalisto, of course, had an opportunity to get a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship a few days ago in Octane as well, in a triple threat match, of course, with Mandrews and with Takahashi. Now, unfortunately, Kalisto was unable to break up a pin after running the complete wrong direction. It was a bit of a joke, really. And that was in a triple threat match as well. Oh, nice drop kick there by Kalisto on the Adrenaline Cruiserweight Champion that is Petey Williams. And now Kalisto springs over the top. Sunset flip powerbomb to the outside on Will Ospreay. That is a big move, and it leaves Ospreay down on the outside and leaves Kalisto an opportunity here against Petey Williams. Rolls through, kick to the side of the face. Wow, this could be a quick one here for Kalisto. There's the pin. Is Ospreay going to get... Oh, Ospreay just got there on the brink of 3. I don't know if Petey was going to get back up there, you know. I don't know if he was going to get back up. Ospreay now taking Kalisto up to the middle rope. Standing jumping Hurricanrana. Wow. The vertical leap there by Will Ospreay was impeccable. Unlike that springboard, whatever the hell that was supposed to be. Petey Williams now taking Will Ospreay up. Sets himself. We've seen this a few times, haven't we? There's the squats. Summoning the power of Little Petey Pump into a vertical suplex. There's the pin. Kalisto's down. 1, 2. Oh, and Ospreay kicked out just in time. Kalisto down on the outside. And now Pete Williams just slowing the pace down. Ospreay the right handers. Kalisto with a running Meteora. Petey Williams trying to steal it, but Kalisto breaks it straight away. Spinning heel kick to the gut. Oh, Kalisto. Sydal Sol. Ospreay's down. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Wow. I'm trying to stay impartial, but you got to remember that Kalisto's the only man in this match who's from my show, Octane. And I would love to see him win this one. Crucifix bomb there by Kalisto. And again, drops into the pin once again on Petey Williams. 1, 2. And again, it's so close to a 3. But Williams kicks out. Kick to the back there by Kalisto. And this is big for Williams, because if he loses here this evening, that sort of stunts his momentum for that championship match against Ricochet as well. Kick to the side of the head by Kalisto. Again, Ospreay still down on the outside. Kalisto with a pin. 1, 2. Oh my god, I think Ospreay just broke that up in time. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Whew. This is big. This match is really big. It's an epic one, and Ospreay jumps on the top of Williams. The damage has been done already by Kalisto. And it looks like Pete Williams is in a bit of danger here. He's taken a lot of damage so far. Again, Ospreay with a pin on Williams. 1, 2. And again, so close to a 3. Eventually, Williams is going to stay down for the 3, surely. Williams dragon screw, and I think Williams might have been busted open, you know. Pin there on Ospreay. It's only a 2 count though. Kalisto did get back in the ring in time. Drop kick to the back there by Petey Williams. Kalisto now sends Williams off the ropes. Into a Hurricanrana, hooks the legs. As Kalisto got him. 1, 2. Kalisto's done it. Kalisto has done it. Kalisto is the king of the Cruiserweights. Wow. You know what? I'm a massive Kalisto fan. I've loved him for years and years since I started watching him on the indie scene, but I'm surprised. I must admit I am surprised. I thought that Will Ospreay or, of course, your Adrenaline Cruiserweight champion Petey Williams would have this one won. But that is a great victory for Kalisto. And he is now guaranteed a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship. Now, I don't know when that's going to be, in fairness, because we've already got one lined up, of course, for the next pay-per-view in the shape of the Fatal 4-Way Ladder match. But I'm thinking after that Fatal 4-Way Ladder match, Kalisto can have his opportunity at, of course, it will now be Kushida. So that is big. That is very, very big. And not only that, but Kalisto is going to earn so many ranking points. Like, tons of ranking points for this. And what that means is when we move into next month, not only is he going to be guaranteed a shot at the Cruiserweight Championship, but we're going to have to consider maybe giving him something else, because this is a massive, massive victory. And if he's got a lot of ranking points, maybe the Cruiserweight Championship might be holding him back. Maybe the European Championship. Who knows? Maybe even a shot at trying to get himself in the main event. Who knows? So, guys, that is the end of the King of the Cruiserweights here, and the end of this tournament. It's been a great one, up and down. And Kalisto is your first ever King of the Cruiserweights. This is a format we will revisit in the future. There will be a new tab in the blogger page, which will keep control of all the history of this. And yeah, I'm hyped for this. I'm so happy that Octane have finally won a tournament. It's good for me. I did not expect this whatsoever. Of course, if you have enjoyed this match, this event, this entire tournament, please let me know by hitting that like button, and of course the subscribe button if you're not already. And of course, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it as well, and if you were surprised that Kalisto won, or whether you thought that from the beginning he might have a great opportunity. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for your next episode of Adrenaline. And of course, in a couple of days' time, we'll be starting a brand new tournament called the King of Carnage, and that is going to be a great hardcore event. I've been Shabby Gamer, I've said that already, haven't I? Goodbye!